students, welcome to our online learning session. In our previous lectures of complex variable, we have learned the basics of complex numbers. We have also learned how to find modulus and argument of complex number, roots of complex number, exponential and hyperbolic functions and its formulas, and De Moivre's theorem. Now in today's lecture we will learn one of the most important topic, that is limit and continuity of complex function. First let us define what is limit of a function. Let w equal to f of z be any function of z defined in a bounded and closed domain D. We say that f of z tends to the limit L as z tends to z0 along any path in D. If to each positive arbitrary number epsilon, however small, there correspond a positive number delta such that mod of f of z minus L less than epsilon for mod of z minus z0 less than epsilon. See, epsilon and delta are the arbitrary numbers where delta is positive. So we can write, if such conditions are applied, then we can say that limit z tends to z0 f of z equal to L. Now see, here there are two types of examples. First is to find the limit of the function, and second is to determine whether the limit exists or not. Now first example is evaluate limit z tends to I. Our function is z minus I upon z square plus 1. See, this is our function. Okay, so first let me make you understand how to split this z square plus 1. See, first equate equal to 0. Now z square can be written as minus 1. Now z will be equal to plus or minus root of minus 1. So z equal to plus or minus, we know that root of minus 1 is I. So you get z equal to I and z equal to minus I. Okay. Now see, this can be written as z minus I equal to 0, and this can be written as z plus I equal to 0. So in the denominator I have written here z minus I and z plus I. Okay. See, here you can see z minus I will get cancelled. So you just get 1 upon z plus I. Now we'll put here z equal to I over here. So I plus I is 2I. So you get your answer as 1 upon 2I. So this was the example of finding the limit. Now next example we will see to verify whether the limit exists or not. So next example is verify whether the limit of f of z exists for f of z equal to 3x square plus y square upon x plus y whole square at z tends to 0. See, again here there are two types of examples. One, it is given that z tends to some point z0, and the other type of example is you are given that limit exists anywhere or nowhere. So at both the times the formula will be changed. Okay, now first here I am saying z tends to 0. Okay, see, now our function is given f of z equal to this. See, now for a limit there are 4 steps. First is x tends to 0, y tends to 0. Next step is y tends to 0, x tends to 0. If this both are equal, then you get x tends to 0, y tends to mx. If these three are equal, then you have to go to the fourth step, that is x tends to 0, y tends to mx square. These are the four steps you need to remember, right? See, now let us move towards the step 1. First you have to take x tends to 0, y tends to 0. Okay, now the second limit you will put y equal to 0 in this function. See, here I have kept y equal to 0. So you are left with 3x square upon x square. You can see here x square will get cancelled. So you just get limit x tends to 0 and 3. Now here x is not there, so there is no need to put x equal to 0. So first is your limit is 3. Now next is we are moving towards the next step. In the next step, first you have to take y tends to 0 and then x tends to 0. See, in next step I have kept first, I will put x equal to 0. See, here I kept x equal to 0. So you get y square upon y square. This whole term and this whole term will become 0. So your equation changes to limit y tends to 0, y square upon y square. So y square will get cancelled, and so you get your limit as 1. You can see here that step 1 is not equal to step 2. Your step 1 was 3 and your step 2 is 1. These are not equal. So when the limits are not equal, we can say that limit does not exist. Okay. Now let us move towards the next example. Example 3. Show that f of z equal to z bar is not differentiable at any point in the complex plane. See, here the term is any point. You are not given for the specific point. So when this type of example comes, we will use here the formula of differentiation. Okay. So formula of differentiation is f of z minus f of z0 upon z minus z0. But here you have to use z plus delta z in place of only z. What you have to use here is, you have to use here z plus delta z in place of z. You have to consider z as z plus delta z. Okay, so I am taking z equal to z plus delta z. So z bar will be z plus delta z whole bar. Okay. Now this is one more formula which you need to remember. F of z minus f of z0 upon z minus z0. See, now I will put here. Our z is what? Our function is what? F of z is given to us is z bar. So if I am taking z as z plus delta z, so I will put here this z bar, z plus delta z whole bar minus z bar. I will open this bracket. I get z bar plus delta z bar minus z bar. This both will get cancelled. You are only left with delta z bar upon z, delta z. Now again, delta z bar can be written as delta x minus I delta y, and delta z can be written as delta x plus I delta y, right? So now again we will take the limit of x and y. See, for a function to be differentiable, your limit must exist. If your limit does not exist, then the function is not differentiable at any point. And here you will always check delta x and delta y tends to 0. See here. First I will take delta x tends to 0, and next is delta y tends to 0. Okay. Now again, as we have done in second example, we will first put here delta y as 0. So this both will become 0. You are only left with delta x upon delta x, which will get cancelled and you get 1. So your first limit is 1. Okay. Now next step will be delta y tends to 0 and delta x tends to 0. So delta x I will put first of all 0. So this both terms will become 0. So you get limit delta y tends to 0 minus I delta y upon I delta y. This both will get cancelled. So you get minus 1. Here you can see that step 1 is not equal to step 2. Okay, in first step your answer was plus 1 and in the next step your answer is minus 1. So you can say that step 1 is not equal to step 2. Therefore we can say that limit does not exist and hence function is not differentiable at any point, right? Now let us move towards the next topic, that is continuity of a function. First let us define what is continuity. A function w equal to f of z defined in a bounded and closed domain D is said to be continuous at a point z equal to z0 of D if limit z tends to z0 exists. What you have to show that? First you have to show that the limit z tends to z0 exists, and then you have to show that limit z tends to z0 f of z equal to f of z0. This you will understand in a better way by taking an example. See, the question is verify whether f of z is continuous at z equal to 0 if f of z equal to real part of z square upon mod z. Okay, your function is this. So now let us move towards the solution. See, now we know that z equal to x plus iy. So z square will be what? X plus iy whole square. Okay, now I will open this by the formula. A plus b whole square is equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab. Okay, so x square plus iy whole square plus 2i xy. Now we know that I square is equal to minus 1. So you get here x square minus y square plus 2i xy. Now what you have to take in function? You have to only take the real part. Real part means the part where there is no I. So x square minus y square, there is no I. So this is your real part. And we know that mod z equal to under root of x square plus y square. So we'll put this in f of z. So this is now our function. And now what you have to do is you have to take limit z tends to 0. Now again we have to take 4 steps. Okay. So first step is limit x tends to 0, y tends to 0. First I will put y equal to 0 in this function. So this term will become 0, this term will become 0. So x square upon root x square. Now you know that root x square equal to x. So this x will get cancelled. You only get limit x tends to 0 into limit x tends to 0 x. Okay. Now I will put x equal to 0 here. If I put x equal to 0, you get your answer as 0. Now again I will go to step 2. Step 2 is limit y tends to 0, x tends to 0. I will put this in this function. First I will put x equal to 0. So I have substituted x equal to 0. So I will get in next step minus y square upon root y square. So here you can see that y will get cancelled. So you only get limit y tends to 0 y. Now I will put y equal to 0 over here. You get your answer as 0. Now you can see that step 1 equal to step 2. When step 1 is equal to step 2, you have to move towards the next step, that is step 3. Okay. So next step is limit x tends to 0, y tends to mx. Now first I will put here y equal to mx in this equation. See here, I have substituted here y equal to mx. In the next step I have simplified. Mx whole square can be written as m square x square, same way in the denominator. Okay. Now see, here I have taken x square common, so I am left with 1 minus m square. Same way from denominator I am taking x square common, so I am left with 1 plus m square. Now this x square will come out of the root, you get here x. Here x will get cancelled, so you are left with 1 minus m square into x upon under root of 1 plus m square. Now here I will put x equal to 0, so you get here your limit as x equal to 0. Now you can see that step 1 equal to step 2 equal to step 3. All the 3 steps, all the limits are equal. So you have to move towards step 4. Step 4 is limit x tends to 0, y tends to mx. Now I will put here y equal to mx square. See here, I have substituted in next step. Now I will open this bracket. On opening the bracket, I will get m square x raised to 4. Same thing I will get in denominator. Okay. Now see, from the numerator portion I am taking x square common. Same way in the denominator portion I am taking x square common. This x square will come out here, so you will get this term. X will get cancelled, and on putting x equal to 0, you get your limit as 0. So you can say that step 1 equal to step 2 equal to step 3 equal to step 4. So the limit of the function is what? 0. Here I have written limit of a function is 0. If you get all your answer is 1 1 1, so the limit of the function will be equal to 1. Okay. Now next what you have to do is you have to find the value of f of 0. That means you have to put x equal to 0 and y equal to 0 in the given function. When you put x equal to 0 and y equal to 0 in the given function, you get your answer as 0. Now again you can see that this is equal to what? Limit of a function. So these both are equal, so you can say that the function is continuous. Okay. So dear students, this was the basic concept of limit and continuity. I hope you are clear with the topic. Thank you.